Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of the CertiK Security Leaderboard Showcase. I'm your host, Aaron Leibowitz, and as you all know well by now, in the Leaderboard Showcase, I host a guest for a live AMA where we discuss their work with CertiK, the Security Leaderboard, and we throw in live questions from you, the viewers. Today, I will be joined by the Hot Cross team. They're contributing $1,000 worth of Hot Cross token for today's top live questions. Make sure to read the rules on the Twitter post at CertiK.org in order to qualify for rewards. Our goal at CertiK is to raise the standards of security in the DeFi ecosystem. The security leaderboard found at CertiK.com is a free tool to help you DYOR. A big thank you to the Hot Cross team. Now let's go ahead and take a look at their leaderboard listing. Here's what you see when you land at CertiK.org. This is the newly redesigned security leaderboard. It is gorgeous. It has so much info for y'all. Go ahead and go to CertiK.com, navigate to your favorite project. Oh, that is a mistype. Go into Hot Cross right now. Let's see what we have on an individual project page. You land at the page, you're going to see some market data up top, the audit report just below that, and continuing down, we get into the Skynet data. Skynet is our on-chain monitoring tool. It delivers all of these sentiment analyses, the insights, the on-chain governance, and the token holder distribution analysis. This is awesome data for you guys to look at before investing. Go ahead and do that. Now let's bring on today's guest. Hey, Philip, are you with us?
I am. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Doing well. Thank you for joining us.
Fantastic.
Welcome to the Leaderboard Live Showcase. Let's start with a quick intro on yourself and a background on your project.
Yeah, my name is Philip. I'm co-lead of Hot Cross. I'm sort of like I come from a Web 2 background. I used to work at a company called Automatic, which is the parent company of WordPress.com. So that company was really big on, we were very big on this sort of open source way of producing content for the internet. But it was Web 2. There was no blockchain component. After that, I got into doing really sort of back-end research and development work at a company called Frontier, which was a more sort of DeFi on the mobile layer. And then about a year ago, about 15 months ago, I really started exploring with my co-lead Pavlos these sort of web applications that okay, what can we do on the web? Because my background was in QA, reviewing a ton of code on the web. It was kind of my playground. I felt like it was really the place where I belonged. So that's how we kind of started, and we actually started as a service company. You know, we were servicing like 10 different teams in the ecosystem, building out these things like multi-chain bridges and doing all this sort of like complex B2B type of work. And what it's morphed into over the last 12 months, which I don't have to talk too much about now, is this kind of mix between a B2B style work, but also something that's very consumer facing and friendly as well. So.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense to me. So if I've got it right, Hot Cross is at its core a tool building company. You guys strive to sort of deliver value anywhere you can in the crypto and blockchain space.
Yeah, it's all thesis based. We don't try to follow the data to the letter, sort of the letter of the law. So we're not going to look at data and say, okay, 100% of this data means that we have to make a decision about ABC, XYZ, but we're kind of a data-driven company. So when we act in an absence of data, we're going to make certain assumptions. And our assumption a year ago was, people are really starting to go over to different blockchains. It's not just Ethereum where people are doing things. And our thesis at the time was, so you need infrastructure layer in place. You need bridges in place. You need these basic tools that don't really exist the way they exist on Ethereum. Our core competency as a team really is Solidity, Rust. We had the option of kind of going the Solana way or the Ethereum and EVM network way. And we felt that to start, really the EVM and ETH network way, or the ETH and EVM network way was optimal, just because it's so easy to, frankly, copy, modify a few things, start your own layer one, and we can branch out there. So when we went to market in the summer of 2021, it was around May, or pre-market was around like April, January, February, March leading up. We started understanding, oh, okay, well, once you have users, like actual retail users, things change. You have to start building things that users really enjoy, not just businesses. So we've kind of seen this evolution in the company where it got from this really heady B2B style stuff, which we absolutely do, to building out this application playground. It's kind of like a place where if you're a user and you don't know what to do, if you come to our application suite, you're probably going to find some really cool stuff that you can get involved with, and a really cool community to boot. So that's kind of how we've evolved, and we have our thesis about what happens in 2022. So if I talk to you a year from now, that answer is also going to be a little bit different.
For sure. That makes a lot of sense to me. So Hawkcross has introduced quite a few features today, but did you guys start on BSC or ETH?
Canonical. So the canonical version of our token is on Ethereum. It's an ERC20 on Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I really try to be it's very funny. It's if people look into the token on Etherscan on Ethereum, they're like, oh my God, there's maybe 150 holders over here. Like, is this an actual project? And then I say, wait, hold on. This is also an asset on Binance Smart Chain. It's also an asset on Avalanche. It's also an asset on Polygon. So give Binance Smart Chain a look, because that's where there's been a ton of activity. So what we try to do is things that do not need liquidity, things that do not rely on our token to function really, really well. We can deploy that out to almost every single EVM network. Things that require very heavy liquidity, let's say like a staking platform or a yield optimizer, IHOs, these IDOs, you're going to need Hawkcross tokens. So the majority of that's on Binance Smart Chain. We've got some on Avalanche because we're expanding out there pretty aggressively soon. And then there's always Ethereum. There's always this sort of not if, but when we plan to deploy all of that out to Ethereum, because frankly, everything was developed with the Ethereum first mindset.
So tell us, we have a good live question here. Give us a couple of features that Hawkcross has that are either killer features or really unique value props. What really sets you guys apart from other sort of all-in-one comprehensive platforms?
Well, one of the things by the way, I love it when people ask questions. That's my first, whenever you ask a question and you get a response from me, it's coming from a place of deep love. So just understand that. Having said that, I will say that features are very easily replaceable, actually. So features are a little bit of a misnomer. It's more of okay, what do we have to offer? What offerings do we have that seem a little bit unique? And the things that have been really, really been fantastic over the last, I would say 60 days, have been an on-chain KYC system, to where if you are someone who is familiar with the PancakeSwap IFO model or the ApeSwap IAO model, which is essentially an overflow style of launching out new projects to market, we do that. But there's a lot of teams that absolutely have to do that in a compliant manner. So they'll come to us and say, yep, we absolutely love these models, these overflow models, but we need a KYC system. Oh, we've got it. Like, users simply just need to register one time, put in their email address. It's all encrypted on chain. Like, it's all fine. And what you end up with is this very organic, KYC'd, compliant, community-based attention around projects that really seek out that organic community base, because you know that those wallets belong to real people. And so that's very, very important to us. It's very, very neat. The other thing which we really like, is this. Although it seems quite simple on the surface, cross-pool has kind of been our bread and butter for like the last 5 or 6 months, in terms of teams come to us and say, we want a single staking solution, stake our token for our token. We don't have the manpower to sort of configure all of these things, and we'd like you to do this for us. And we say, sure, absolutely, no problem. And it's almost been like a fantastic way of growing a partner base as well. So there's that. There's also this cheeky sub token that's pegged to hot cross called Hot Dog, which is a reflect, taking inspiration from Gnana over at ApeSwap, who we love them. They're fantastic guys. And it basically, it's a tax system. It says, hey, if you want the best goodies, if you want the best things of what we have to offer, well, give back some hot cross to our platform, participate. And what it does is harden our community into a group of actual real human beings who are able to kind of talk to each other, like we're really trying to grow together. So it's nice. It's nice. That's what our mind has been on. And then, of course, in the next 15 days, you will see an NFT Mint Drop, an NFT staking, which are coming, which we're just so excited about.
Makes sense to me. So I do want to remind the audience, please, if you're asking questions, drop your Twitter or Telegram. Tell me which it is. Makes it so much easier to give you guys your rewards. I don't want to go tracking you down across the internet. You want your rewards. Just help me out here. Like Harun Win, ask your question. Please give me your Telegram. Everyone, go read the rules on CertiK. The tweet has all the rules that you need to know and see. Ain't much more to it. We're trying to give you guys prizes today. We're trying to bring you an awesome AMA. Help us out with this one. More than that, Philip, there are a lot of questions here about the NFT Mint Drop. Can you tell us a little bit about this? What are these cross bosses?
Oh, okay. Okay. So here, you know, oh my gosh. So on November 10th, I think it was November 10th or November 13th, you know, this is something that we had been designing and working on. I mean, this has been going on since September. So September, we conceptualized it. October, we started designing all the assets. In November, we kind of teased it out, saying, okay, this is coming. It's 8,000, you know, one of one hyper unique generative NFTs plus 40 super unique NFTs, which typically the response to an NFT Mint Drop is, oh, it's just an NFT Mint Drop. Where can I buy or sell this thing? That's not where it gets interesting. We're not just making these non-fungible assets on blockchain just to buy and sell them. We are co-introducing the concept of NFT staking at the same time, saying not only are you able to mint these things out in a blind fashion that's 100% randomized on blockchain, even if the team pre-mints out, let's say 1% for marketing team, blah, 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 there's literally no way for us to keep the goodies for ourselves. It's one of these drops that rewards people who have KYC'd into our platform. It rewards people who have kind of been with us for a long time. And it opens up the doors to what we really are trying to do with concepts around augmented reality, around potential like things that we're doing with metaverse and GameFi behind the scenes. It's you need these assets in order to inject them into these new things that you're building. So there's a collectible component, which is really fantastic. People love to feel like they have a one of one really cute asset in their wallet.
Sure.
There's an AR component. Open up Instagram. You've got your little cross boss with you. You can take a selfie with it. You can have it on the street with you. We've got 10 packs that are basically production ready. One of them is actually on Instagram right now.
That's very cool. I've not heard of anyone integrating. I've always thought Snapchat or Instagram are prime, even TikTok, for augmented reality integration with NFTs.
Yes. So there's that part of it. And then there's the what else can be done with it? What else can, you know, a merch sort of setup can be done with it. You can inject them into, for example, games. Like Everybody's been talking about GameFi and metaverse. Well, what happens when people want to get off of their computer and go outside? Wouldn't it be cool if you could take your NFTs with you and take photos with them and selfies and be with your family at the same time? So we're kind of getting into that. And plus, the staking is a general purpose staker fit for not only us, but also teams who have NFTs that, frankly, have these assets that they want to reward their community for owning. So we can say, give your ERC20 liquid assets to NFT stakers, and we have this infrastructure in place that can support it. So, and by the way, this is not just a Binance Smart Chain thing. I mean, this is literally can exist on Ethereum, on Avalanche, on basically any blockchain that we have competency on. We can deploy it out like it's done. So I'll write more about it probably in the next. Well, I have to. I promised I'd release something tomorrow. So that means that I have to. So tomorrow we'll have the full post about everything and what it's all about, and it's going to be fantastic.
Well, fantastic. I love to hear that. So, all right, let's try and dive into a few more live questions here. How do you handle user data, especially around the KYC? Security around your KYC data can be quite worrisome. I'm personally not a fan of centralized exchanges because, well, I hate giving my KYC data to somebody that's going to hold it in a centralized manner.
That's a good point. So KYC is only used for compliant products. The only one that we have now is IHOs, which means that, if someone does a token sell on chain, hey man, got a KYC for that. Not because we want you to, it's because we have to. Things like staking, yield optimizers, the NFT minter, all of this stuff, you don't have to KYC for that. So it's sort of like a pick and choose thing. It's like, if you do want to do those things like token sells, yeah, we got to do that because those are requirements of businesses that come to us. But in general, you don't have to KYC to get into our platform. No way. Like you literally just go to app.hotcross.com and you can do whatever you'd like to do with the staking, the yield optimizing.
Yeah, I was in the app yesterday. I saw that. It didn't feel like I needed to KYC for anything, but I did see that feature was there, so I was curious.
Yeah.
So moving down the list here, let's talk a little bit about security some more. You've been audited by 5 or 6 firms already. Can you talk a little bit about why security is so important to you? That's pretty rare for a project to undergo that many audits.
The short answer is that we're not anonymous. Our reputations are on the line. We take we desperately take our professions seriously, and we cannot in good conscience take $150 million of assets under management, or TVL, or 200 million, whatever it gets to. We cannot do that in this sort of YOLO wild west way. We have to be a little bit competent with the way that we do things. So the last 12 months, we've had about 50 audits on everything we've done. So, hopefully, knock on wood, things will continue to be good. Accidents do happen in DeFi. Don't all in, et cetera, et cetera. But we do try to be safe. We try to be as safe as possible.
For sure. That's awesome. And just for the audience to know, audits aren't that cheap. It's not like these guys are like, oh yeah, let me just go get another audit. Like, this is that should tell you something about them, about their care for security. So here's another good live question for you, Philip. When creating a new product, do you keep the audit in mind while building?
No, never. Audit after, build first. Build first, audit after. Auditors are not our friends. I hate to say that on a it's auditors are there to check your work and make sure that things you're doing are safe. They're not there to craft ideas. Build your ideas first, audit later. Never, ever. It's like, it's almost, don't put constraints on how an artist does his canvas. Do the canvas, and then we'll check it and see how things play out.
That's the way to go, in my opinion. If you have strong developers, you guys are going to write code. It'll be strong. You might have some errors. We're here to find those errors. Double check it yourself. Check it 20 times yourself. We're going to check it a bunch of times. Building for an audit makes no sense. You'll learn best practices, and I'm sure you guys have, through audits and getting feedback from the audits and then making those changes. that when you go to do something next time, you'll be like, oh, I know this is a best practice, so I'm going to build it this way. But that's not building for the audit. That's building because you know what best practices are.
Yeah.
So on the security train a little bit more, do you get each new feature audited? Is each one audited by multiple firms?
Everyone, minimum 2. We might go down to 1 after, I don't know, 3-4 more months, but
Yep.
just a little bit paranoid about it. I'd like to keep it 2, just 2 minimum. Anything I or a team member deploys, at least 2 auditors have taken a look at it. It's just the way we do it. That's the way we do things. It's the way we always have. If it becomes cost prohibitive, and look, projects have like runway concerns we have to consider, then we'll do 1. Well, this is, but we'll never deploy or ship out things without audits. This stuff does not happen at our company.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. So moving forward, what's your plan for maintaining strict security protocols while enabling new, maybe smaller new chains, L1s, if you're enabling, cross-chain features with them?
Well, the smart contracts are designed to be deployed on Ethereum. And so frankly, most of the times, if we do have a strict intention for, let's say, Binance Smart Chain or Avalanche or Polygon, one of these types of chains, we'll say that to auditors. Look, we plan to do this on this blockchain. If there are any quirks, please keep that in mind. But it's pretty much the same. I mean, if you're developing Solidity for Ethereum, you've kind of got pretty heavy coverage over security practices. I mean, these chains have not diverged really that much in terms of how you do development for them. So.
Sorry, I was muted. Totally makes sense on this end. Yeah. So talk to us a little bit more about the hot dog token. That's your more loyalty reflection token.
Right. So basically the very short version of this is we learned very, very quickly that you cannot continue taking from a protocol. And this is not just hot cross. This is every single protocol. I really do. If there's one takeaway from this entire session, I really do want every single viewer to understand this. You cannot take from a protocol without giving something back. You just cannot. It does not work. It's not sustainable. Those protocols die. And so our answer to the inflation issue of, oh, you're emitting rewards, you need to have users basically pay for entry into being committed to staking long-term, or to getting into these IHOs longer term, or to getting NFTs longer term. It's basically saying, how bad do you want it? Frankly, that's exactly what it is. It's like, how bad do you wish to be a part of this? To date, we've had around 2.1 million tokens taken back in, which is around anywhere from like $750,000 to like $900,000 taken back in over the last 30 days from circulation, which we can use in a lot of different things. So it's turned out to be fantastic, and the community loves it. It started out with a different name, but we were like, do hot dog, sounds fun, and it's turned out to be really cool.
Glizzy coin, fair enough. All right, so we're gonna do a little rapid fire round. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Hit you with questions. Give me 1 to 2 sentence answers, and we go. All right. In your Medium article about Pontoon Finance, it said they're conducting the first ever initial hot cross offering. Why'd you choose them? And yeah, what's so special about them for you guys?
Simple answer is that we really like the idea of incentivizing bridge liquidity providers. So that's it. It was like, oh, new idea around bridging. Fantastic. Let's go.
Excellent. Love to hear it. What networks do you plan to include next year?
Avalanche.
All right,
Avalanche
it is.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Apparently. In terms of marketing, which areas you're looking to have the largest impact on moving forward? Which areas you're looking to sort of market out the most?
Probably the West, because we're so concentrated in Asia, also Europe, but that's GMT3. So we're looking at the sort of GMT minus time zones, United States, Canada, the sort of getting the West pulled into what we're doing. I think that's very important.
Got it. Well, this is a good start. We have a pretty Western audience here, so
Fantastic.
can't complain on that one. All right. How do you go about the selection process for projects that wish to apply for an IDO with you?
Or have they been audited? Do they have have we had phone calls? You know, basically, I don't want to sound sort of like a brute, but really, are they going to scam? Like, are they going to scam or like be legit? If the answer is like legit, then let's go, baby, let's make it go. Like are they going to be okay? That's basically the answer there.
Fair enough. All right. A big problem in DeFi today is low liquidity. You guys are introducing a lot of features. You have staking. You have quite a few other things. Do you have an LP program or something? How are you managing your liquidity levels?
We do. Liquidity on chains around 14, 15 million right now. We have a program on PancakeSwap. They may or may not cut the rewards down. I don't know. It's been there since 5 months ago. We have a fantastic relationship with ApeSwap, who's maintaining 2 farms for us. We have one with BabySwap, who we absolutely love. They're fantastic. So even if all of those shut down, we can just roll our own inside of Crosspool. So we'll never find ourselves in a position where we don't have the capacity to reward LPs.
Got it. That makes sense to me. Coming down the line in Q1, what can we expect to see? Any features that you're super excited about?
Q1 in my head is all about taking what we did on Binance Smart Chain, diving deep in that, doing maintenance on that, cleaning that up a bit, deploying that out, everything onto Avalanche, but getting it a little bit more branded so that we want to stay mindful that communities are different. So it's going deep on what we're doing on Binance Smart Chain, and on Avalanche, it's deploy out what we've done and make that work and get that community over there really kind of buying into what we're doing. So that's Q1 for us.
Makes sense to me. Guys, get your last questions in. We have just 2 more minutes. Looking to see some great questions we can ask Philip here while we have them. All right. Long-term vision. Philip, where do you see the project in 5 years?
5 years, I always tell people, I can't even tell you what we're going to be doing in 6 months. We will be working in the next 12 to 24 months, but on what? I don't know, man. We'll just have to wait and see. Like, where does the market go? We'll go there. That's it. Hockey puck. Follow the hockey puck. That's it.
Fair enough. All right. Well, Philip, thank you so much for joining me today. This has been absolutely awesome. Really excited to keep watching Hot Cross grow and continue down. Can you tell us, where can the community follow you guys? Where can they keep up with everything?
Go to twitter.com/hotcrosscom. You can go to Telegram at hotcross or Telegram hotcross ANN. And we'll be here. I will be here. If we're not here, our community will be here for you. So I do really appreciate your time. It's been a fantastic quick round.
Yeah, a little bit of a lightning round at the end there, but I think overall an awesome AMA. A lot of new info from me, and I'm sure for the community as well. So thank you for joining, guys. Catch me next week. We will be doing a little bit of a holiday break come Christmas time, but we have 1 more episode next week, and then 1 or 2 weeks off, and we'll be back in January. Keep up with us on Twitter, as always, at CertiK.org. See you guys next week.